Hello guys, welcome to the third part of this tutorial. In this episode I'm going to teach you how to make your arrow reactive to your touches. The problem in the last episode was when we click on the screen we get a message, but we only need those messages when we click on our arrow. So how we are going to make that in Unity, there's something called raycast. What is raycast? Raycast is like a bullet. You shoot it, it goes a straight line only, and when it hits something in its path, it's going to tell us that I hit something. So let's just make it. Okay, if we go back to our Visual Studio code and come here, if you remember, we had input actions, or input actions dot touch map dot. We had another action that we added before, and it passes us a value, a vector2 value, and we called it primary position dot performed plus equal to ctx, one function that you are going to add. So what this pass us? It passes us the screen position. When you click on the screen, what was the position that you clicked on the screen? Or for the mouse, we are going to use the mouse in this example. It's just going to give us our mouse position. So right now, let's create another function called primary position, and let's add input for it and call it vector2 screen pose. And now we can add this to our event, and you can see we need to pass something to this function. And how we can do that, our event has callback context, and this callback context have a read value function that can give us those value it takes from the screen position. So now we have ctx dot read value. The value type is vector2, and now everything should be fine. So let's just log this position, log x is equal to screen pose dot x, and y is equal to screen pose dot y. So now let's try it. Okay, if you see when I move my mouse, we get new position. But there is a problem. We only want to get this position when we clicked. So what we can do is, we have, if you remember, we have the boolean called is pressed, and it checks when we press on the screen. So we can say if is pressed, log this for us, or if is not pressed, return. So if is pressed, we can do multiple things without opening a bracket. So now if we test, you see we do not get anything, but if I get press, you see I get my mouse position. Okay, now let's make our raycast. Raycast hit 2D is equal to hit. We name it hit. For example, ray hit equal to physics 2D dot raycast And if you see clearly, raycast needs two things as input of this function. First, it is vector to origin, where it should start, and the direction that it is going to move. Okay, first for the position that it is going to start, we are going to add a screen position, and for the direction, we are going to get vector2 dot 0. But how 0, 0 is a direction? In raycast 2D only, 0, 0 means 0, 0, 1 in the z-axis. Why? Because raycast 2D actually, if you fancy raycast hit 2D raycast, is actually a normal raycast with the z-axis of float positive infinity. So it doesn't matter. Okay, if we want to log our raycast, Unity has a function called log ray. First, I need to debug. Oh no, that's draw array. Yes, draw array, and it gets the same thing as our raycast, but it is not raycast 2D. It is raycast 3D. So we need to use vector 3 dot forward for testing it, and the color, so we can see it. Color dot red, and a duration that is it is going to draw this line for us. So duration is a float, and I'm going to add 1f to it. 1f means 1 in a float way, because in Unity 1.0 or 1.1 is a double type. It's not float type. If you add f to it, it is float type right now. Okay. If we test this, probably we are not going to see our raycast, and I'm just going to teach you why. But let's test it. Okay, I'm just going to click here and pause, and you are not going to see any ray. Why? Because if you actually pay attention here, this x and y coordinate are too big for our screen position. For example, the center of our map, the center of our word is 0, 0. And when I click on the center, I'm just going to get the value of 1000 something. Why? Because it is your screen position. Screen position are not as same as your word position. So you need to convert them to each other. So we need to convert it. For converting that, you can come here, add a camera, and call it cam. And in awake, you can say cam is equal to your main camera. Camera dot main. And because in this project you only have one camera, there is no problem to just using your cam equals to main cam. And right now we are coming here. If cam is okay, we can say if cam is equal to null2, cam is equal to null2. Okay, it is or. So it says if it's not pressed or your camera is null, return. You can come here and say a cam, and we say vector to word post, call it word post. It equal to cam dot screen to word point, and we pass screen post to it. So now, if we just change these to our word post, now we should see our raycast. So we are going to be in 3D mode, and you see we have multiple raycasts because yes, you see that. And now I'm going back and just comment this. And one funny thing about Drawray is maybe you think it is so special. It is like raycast, but Drawray is not like a raycast. Raycast is a different method than line in Unity. They are not the same. But drawray actually is a draw line. The only difference is it adds your start position because draw line gets start and end position, not a start and direction position. A start plus your direction. There is no different. There is no other difference. But they are genius. Okay. And now we can go back to this and okay, now we can say if our ray heat was not equal to dot collider, yes, dot collider was not equal to null log our ray heat dot collider dot name, and let's test it. Let's go back to 2D mode, clear, and now express is true, false. You can see easily. False, true, true, false. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. It is about express true, false. Right? Yeah, we need to comment these. And we can see we do not get any log about the name of the game object that we are just pressing. So how we can fix that? It's easy. I can just come here and add collider to our object, because if you have no collider to your object, for example, collider, polygon collider for our head, polygon collider 2D, and it is perfect. And I'm just going to add it to all of the prefab that we have. So both of them have this as the head collider, yes. And right now, if we just play this, if we click on the head, we get the name of the head. And if we click in other parts, we get nothing. Okay, what for body? We cannot check for body if we clicked it or not. It's not that hard. We are going to come here and add edge collider 2D to it, and for our edge collider, the points are like exactly the positions that we had in our line render. So if we have for value like this here and add 0 0 for the first one, 0 0 0, I think minus 2, 2 minus 2, 2 2, 2 minus 2, and 2 2, we have our edge aligned with our line. And for the radius is the half of the length of your half of the width of your line renderer. So it's going to be 0 175, and you can see perfectly it aligns with that. And if I play and clicked on it, you can see it just gives me a body. But there's a problem. It's not dynamic, it's static. So even if I change, for example, this to a lower value, still I can get the body name here. So we need a code that creates this dynamically. So I remove this and add line renderer, no, for example, line collider 2D. I'm just calling it this. And then create a new script, create an add in the script folder, and just going to open it. Okay, it should be open. Yes. Now here, we are going to have a wake. In the wake, I'm just going to get var lr equal to line render that we had. No, not like this. Get component a line render that we have. So basically what get component it does, it gets the component in the same object as your script. And the component name that we had was line render, no, line render, yes, it was the same. And if lr is equal to null, I'm just going to return this. Return. Okay, now we can make vector tree position count positions first. Okay, first I need to make position count. Int position count positions count equals to line render lr dot get position counts. Get count, I think. Yes, count dot count position count. Okay. Now we can make vector tree positions equals to new positions, new, I'm sorry, vector tree of position count. I think I'm just doing it fine. Okay. Now we have our positions. And we can get the position like this. lr dot get position positions. We are not going to pass this position to get position as an input. It is a out value. It is an out variable here. So if you can see, it passes us the position. Okay, now come back. Let's come back. We need to make this vector 3 to vector 2 because our edge 2D collider are not getting any vector 3, so we need to make them vector 2. We can call them exactly like this, but we can call them points. And I'm just telling it is vector 2. Okay, now here we can say for each position. I'm sorry. For each positions in positions. Am I wrong for this? Okay, let's write normal for it right now. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than position count I plus plus points is equal points I is equal to point positions I And right now we can come here and say our game object dot add component and add line render 2D. No, uh, collider. Yes, collider 2D. We have line collider 2D. No, edge collider 2D. Yes, add edge collider 2D to it. And for this edge collider 2D, we are going to say it is var equal collider equal to this or collider dot points is equal to these points that we have points and our collider dot what we had here. What was the name in edge collider? Probably the no, the radius, edge radius is equal to lr dot width curve or no, start width and width. Was width curve? Can I check it? It was normal width. I don't think it is true. Okay. Multiply by 0.5 f. Okay, is it wrong? To type animation curve and float. Okay, so it's not the same. It's not width curve. That width multiplier and width set width start width. Is it a start width? I don't think so. Local matrix. Let's test this one. Okay, edge collider. Width is yes. I think we did it. So if I add, for example, if I change the width, let me test it real quick to 0.25, it should be, yeah, it works perfectly. So we go back and we add this to all of our prefabs and just let's run it. And if I click on the head, it gives me the head. If I click on the body, it gives me the body. Yeah, perfect. And there is no problem if I click around it. So we can end this episode here. And for the next episode, I'm just going to teach you how to move this arrow, not just moving it like this. And I just want to tell you how to move it like a snake. For example, the head is going to go up and the line is going to move with it. For example, for this one, the body is going to follow like this first, going to be called -2, then we delete this and we go like this, for example. Then after they get the same value, we delete this and it just moves with the head of our arrow. So thank you for watching. I am going to see you in the next episode.